Ohio, the heart of it all, and in its center, the capital, Columbus. Located only an hour and a half from Kings Island and just over 2 hours from Cedar Point, thrill seekers and families alike have it good when summertime rolls around. But what if there could be more? In the 20th century, there was just that. Today, we start a dive into the forgotten amusement parks of Columbus and long for what could have been. In 1895, just 25 years after the birth of Cedar Point, Columbus would get its first amusement park. Opening its gates for the first time on May 15, 1895, Minerva Park would be managed by the Columbus Central Railway Company. In August 1891, outcry rang across a public meeting when citizens of Westerville expressed their frustrations with the lack of transportation provided to the state fair by the Cleveland, Akron, and Columbus Railway. Gary Waldo Meeker suggested that an electric railway between Columbus and Westerville would be an indispensable public convenience. In 1895, he would pilot the first electric car of the new Columbus Central Railway from Broad and High into Westerville. And you know what every good 19th century railway needs to convince people to take the trolley? An amusement park. Accommodating up to 25,000 visitors daily, the park was named in honor of Minerva Shepherd, wife of the first president of the new railway company. For just 15 cents, passengers could board the streetcar and get a round trip between Columbus and Westerville with admission to the park. Minerva Park would be situated on 150 acres of land, 10 miles from downtown. The park would feature numerous attractions: a merry-go-round, target range, tennis courts, baseball diamonds, swan boats, a bowling alley, a wishing well, boat docks, a pony track, dance hall, a casino featuring vaudeville acts and music, low-key a little zoo featuring bear, monkey, and deer cages, and also an ornithology museum. The park is well featured a shoot-the-chutes ride and a scenic railway coaster. And not to forget, my favorite amusement park activity, a jail. Unfortunately, life was not all glitz and glam for the park's opening dance hall. The park featured a crescent-shaped pavilion that hosted a cafeteria and large dance floor. However, on September 21st, 1896, the building was burnt down. Originally thought to be a case of arson, the manager attributed the fire to a cigar stump being thrown in the rubbish under the pavilion. The park's new casino was built within a month for $50,000. While no gambling ever actually took place and alcohol was not permitted, it would, however, host a 2,500-seat auditorium that would feature vaudeville acts and musical acts for just 25 cents. The casino would be ready to open just in time for the third season on June 27th, 1897, offering a theater, orchestra circle, restaurants, and gallery. Boasting a $6,500 organ and 36-piece orchestra, the casino season ran from May to September. Being near the river, popular attractions amongst guests were water attractions. From swan boats to a classic shoot-the-chutes ride, guests boarded boats in a brick building and made their splash into the lake below. And of course, Minerva Park hosted a single roller coaster. This roller coaster would take guests past displays of the tropics, ice caves, and sea monsters. And of course, we have to address the elephant in the room. The water tower. Water. Yeah. The park featured a water tower located near the front gate that also doubled as a quote-unquote jail for day-to-day troublemakers at the park. This was not a permanent jail, more so a symbolic jail. After just 7 years, Minerva Park would shut its gates in the middle of the summer in 1902. Minerva Park would give Columbus one last summer day on July 27th. It could no longer compete with the newer and more accessible Olentangy Park that had opened just a few years prior, only 3 miles from downtown. Don't worry, though. Olentangy Park gained Minerva Zoo in the divorce. One man still had hope for the park after it closed its gates. Before its death in 1917, Gary Waldo Meeker pleaded with city officials to preserve Minerva Park, but unfortunately, his cries fell short. After the park closed, the Columbus Railway Power and Light Company stored derelict streetcars at Minerva Park. Company records show at least 2 cars, numbers 371 and 372, were purposely burned there in 1920. Despite the park's closure, the Westerville line continued to run through Minerva Park until 1930. In 1927, construction began to bring in the Minerva Park subdivision. Today, Minerva Park is a Columbus village, boasting a population of just over 2,000 residents.